Mr. CEO. Yeah. You know he holds the title.
Bring it straight heat.
Alright, I'm doing the video on the CDJ 700s by Gemini. We're going to touch base with Serato as well using these. All the videos I've found on YouTube mentioned a third-party software, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm using with the CDJ 700s, and we will go from there. Alright, the CDJ 700 by Gemini. This is a great unit, let me tell you. I bought these for $4.39 a piece, and I'm happy with them. They remind me of the Pioneers. I mean, a few things laid out a little different, but pretty much everything is close. The great thing about this is we have 4 options. We have CD, USB, SD card, and then MIDI control. And we have this wonderful little display here. Wish it could be bigger, but I mean, compared, I guess, to Pioneer, maybe that's why it's so costly to buy one of their units. You know, you have your USB slot up here. You have your SD card slot there. This is to go between tracks. You got your BPM lock, auto cue, text mode, touch LCD on or off, which I can. It's touchscreen now, so. Your hot cues. Jog wheel. We got a jog wheel adjust here. Heavy light. I have it on light because it's pretty tight now. Let me turn it up for you. I mean, you turn it tight. Now your effects, I have this on using Serato right now, the SL2, and none of the effects on the board work, so it's not recognized, obviously. However, your loop in, work. I never heard some shit like that. Now the master tempo's on. Now I am getting some sound. I'm sure you can hear that. White girls politicking, that's the getting hot. It's like some popping noise. It's the first time I've noticed that. So we're gonna plug this in. This is probably not gonna sound that good with the throughput on the Serato's SL2. Pop this up. Through. Okay, here we go. We're going to change to USB. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, really is. Let me turn my jog wheel back down. That was great cafe. This album will be out in 2012. Hell, we even got a notice on here. CPU usage is going up. It actually doesn't sound that bad. I'm surprised. So I mean, it's not bad. One thing I like about this is this LCD port right here. I've always been a fan, especially of Pioneers. I really like that. You do have the slip option here. And I do like that feature. Now that's on a USB, so I'm gonna pop it back over to CD. Put my kick off the throughput on here. Let's see if my slip works on with the Serato SL2. Yeah, it does. So, obviously when I do that, CPU usage just climbing right up there. There has to be a way to alleviate that. I mean, granted, I do have the master tempo on. Now let's try it without the master tempo on. Yeah, it still climbs. Let's change the tempo of it. Now look, it's almost like the music's cutting out. Hear that? That is ridiculous. I don't know if that's Serato. Let me go in here real quick. Set up. Why don't we do change the USB buffer here? Now I know on Windows you can drop it down pretty low. I got, the recording bit depth 24, sample rate 48. Let's try 41. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Now I got it going pretty fast. Yeah, it's still kind of crappy choppy. CPU's not going as high. Let's go back in here. Let's do this. Let me turn the music down real quick. Get both decks going. This one's perfect. It's about as good as a circle as I can get. Still got a little noise though, as I can tell. But I got both decks playing. Yeah, let's go to 48 here. As long as I'm getting 100% read. Pretty sure I'm going the right way with the noise. Okay. We got it at 3 for the USB latency. So let's kick it back up.
White girls politicking, that's the Sarah Palin. Getting high, California Kate. I give her that D, cause that's what's born and raised.
Still popping though. Alright. So we gotta figure this out. Maybe if I go up on the buffer, won't have as much problem. I got the master tempo on now, and usually it's out of control. Left deck it is. But let's see. Now that's a tempo pitch of 11.6. You know, the most I usually would go with 10 would be 10. So put it at 10 real quick. It's 10.1. Still kind of choppy. So let's check left deck. I got the master tempo on now. Looks like tempo bend of 5. I don't have the problem, but God, this is a shitty video. I apologize for my camera. Apparently it's for some reason not focusing to save its life. There we go. But let me pull this up so you can see. This is a master tempo of 5. Granted, I still have some gray, but pitch bend is 5. But as you see, right there, it's only showing, I mean, going from plus 0.2 to 0. And I have, as you can see, 5. So, if somebody could shed some light on this, that would be wonderful. Alright, here we go. We got the CDJ 700 by Gemini. And we also have the Serato sl2 box. And one of the things I have noticed, there's a few things. We'll start with this one, which is the fader problem after a while after playing. So here we go. We're going to load a song up. We'll probably have to play through a few of them. Okay, now you see as I move the fader, this goes up and back down. Alright, and one of the things I want you to look at, I want you to look at this bar right here, and then I also want you to look at this number right here. So, I'm going to hit the master tempo. This is basically your key lock for those. Bam, that is ridiculous. Plus, it doesn't even change on the program. Now, I did a little bit there, and I'm all the way at plus 8 on the tempo, and it's barely reading. So, and you got the CPU going crazy. Now, I do have Intel Core i7, so if anybody could shed some light on this, I greatly appreciate it. I don't know if changing modes would help. Probably not. So that's one of the problems I noticed. Another thing too is after it plays for a while, it almost like it becomes non-responsive sometimes. I don't know if this is a Serato thing, a Gemini thing, but what you'll have to do, turn the unit off, turn it back on. And then everything's fine. It's like the disk reset itself or whatever and reads the signal. I'm going to show you this just because I love this piece of equipment. It's a Behringer DDM 4000. It is phenomenal. This has on-screen LED. Great, and I'll get to that and get to the rest of that in another video, so stay tuned. So if anybody could shed the light why when using the master tempo, like the farther I go up, CPU just pretty much goes crazy. And the problem is this number, I got it at +8 right now, and it's showing me a +0.2. I mean, what's the deal with that? Alright, some of the things we've went over. The products we were using is the CJ700s by Gemini and Serato SL2. And some of the problems that I pointed out and showed was when you're using the master tempo on the CJ700s, the CPU usage for one goes to the roof once you change the BPM drastically. And two, Serato is not recognizing that the BPM is changing. So the most I've got is when I went to +8 for changing the BPM, Serato would recognize a 0.2, 0.1 change. Unfortunately, as DJs, we have to have these things function, and we don't want to be able to go from. We want to be able to go from 110 to 120, and it sound great, opposed to having a chipmunk sounding when we go from 110 to 120. So if somebody can shed some light on this, maybe throw a few ideas, I will follow up with another video and with the results. So let's see what we can do.